Well, good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Coffee with a Coach. As most of you know, I travel pretty much every week doing management seminars and management coaching for a lot of different companies in all parts of the country and some international. A while back, I ran into a guy at one of my companies I was at. His name, we'll just call him Rob. Rob was pretty unhappy. He was actually a fairly mediocre manager. We had a good time in the class with him. But when it came to the one-on-one coaching, it was very apparent once I got to talk to him that he was absolutely miserable. You see, when Rob's boss moved on, he was actually promoted into the role of manager there. And initially he was excited about it. He managed to get some more money out of the deal. But what he really missed was the technical aspects of his job. The problem was he just didn't know how to get out of the mess that he was in. He made more money. His family was used to the income. He was pretty unhappy. And as time went on, his performance began to slip. And when I got to talking with Rob's boss, I found that they were very close to getting rid of him. The coaching session I had with him was pretty profound. And what it really came down to was just really three principles. I call them the big three. And actually they were given to me by a buddy of mine, Ted Erlewine, who some of you probably know. But what Ted talked to me about, and I was using with Rob, was that you got to ask yourself three questions when you're miserable. When you're looking at the scenario that you're in, and you start to ask yourself what you can do. And I think this could be applied not only to your job, but maybe even things in your personal life. So really the first choice then of the big three is to accept it. In Rob's case, it's like you're just going to go on, you're going to do what you need to do, and if you're miserable, you just suck it up and make the best of it. Second option is that you change it. And that was really the advice that I would probably have suggested for Rob. Change it. Take some time to start learning how to do it better. Take some more courses, start doing some reading. If you think about it in your own personal life, if you're unhappy with a situation, rather than accept it, do something to change it. Change you. Change the surroundings around you. Change it. Third option is the one that ultimately Rob chose, and that is to walk away from it. When it comes right down to it, sometimes you may find yourself in a position where you're not going to be happy. Walking away actually is probably the best thing to do. So it's three questions. Oftentimes we get these statements in our heads that we got to do something. Well, rather than just doing something, make sure it's something strategic that you really need to do. So when it comes to facing that big dilemma, think about the three things, the big three. Accept it, change it, walk away from it. I'm going to start using that as I go through looking at areas where I need to fix things up. Maybe you can do the same. Either way, I really appreciate you joining me this morning for coffee. It's kind of ugly outside, as you can probably see, so better to do it indoors. If you have a question for me, go to www.askthecoachrightnow.com. Also, you can contact me by email at coach@contactmycoach.com, and you can always call me at 281-8-COACH-8. That's it for this week. I'll see you next week on Coffee with a Coach.